seriously, you're gonna bring almost any idea you can imagine, almost anything you can imagine, or image you can imagine to life. And you're gonna do it with our newest beautiful electronic color cutter from Brother. It is the famous cut and scan system. Now, we have never offered the Brother cut and scan as a Today Special. We've offered it on the air multiple times. Julie knows it. Julie's joining us. She'll tell you all about it. And it is sold out, and it's become a wildly successful customer pick. For tonight, for the very first time ever, we're actually bringing you this famous system that gives you versatility that's unmatched. You do not need a computer to make it work, although you can add a computer to it if you'd like to, and you'll do things on this specific unit that you cannot do on any electronic cutter out there, which is amazing. And stick around, we're gonna walk you through it. What do you get? Starts off with the cutting system, and again, we'll get into all of that. You get great tools that Julie will tell you about in just a moment. You're also gonna get lots of images built in already into this complete system. You also, for the very first time, are going to get the big mat, the long mat. This is 12 by 24 inches. It's never even been on the air. You get the standard mat, which is 12 by 12. You get a sheet to get started because they want you to be successful right out of the gate. And there's a project you're gonna finish, this cute little princess purse in paper that you can do the minute you open this up. We also have tons of goodies we're gonna show you because there's so many images built in to start with, but it really is that whole story of being unlimited that makes it more exciting and more interesting than ever before. Well, I got introduced to Miss Julie, who's joining me, and I'm so glad she's back. Not only is she been a lifelong crafter, she's a famous blogger, she's an author. You're passionate about what you do. I love having you here with the Brother items, and this is just so exciting tonight.
I'm super excited. I love the Scan and Cut DX. I mean, this is it. It's fairly small, as you can see. Very easy, very portable. And can you hear it? It's whisper quiet, which is one of those things I love because I like to craft at night. I like to craft, you know, when other people are busy. I like to craft on speakerphone. What can I say? And right now, what I'm doing is I am cutting 3mm felt, and that is really thick. In fact, when I went looking for 3mm felt, I really had to look because it's thicker than a normal felt. So you can cut a lot with the Scan and Cut. And like the name says, the Scan and Cut has a built-in scanner inside. So this file that was here, it could be something that you scanned in. This is actually one of the files you're getting in the bundle that we're offering tonight, which I'm super excited about.
Huge bundle.
I know, and really, this features the auto blade. So you can see the blade moving here. And let me tell you what it means when I say that it's an auto blade. So right now, we're cutting this felt, and the machine is detecting how thick it is. You don't have to turn a dial. Wow. You don't even have to tell the machine what you're cutting. You just say you want it to cut, and it will cut out whatever material you are putting on that mat.
So you don't have to figure it out anymore.
Exactly. There's no more. I mean, the thing that I really love about Brother, I have to say, is that they listen to their customers. So people said that they didn't want to have to figure out settings and think about it. So they made you an auto blade. People said they wanted to be able to use it, you know, with thicker materials. So guess what? You can cut thicker materials. People said that they wanted it, you know, to be able to work with all SVG files. Guess what? This machine absolutely does. So it's just over and over again. You asked for it, and you are getting it in the Scan and Cut DX, which I totally agree with you, Suzanne, is the most versatile cutting machine on the market right now.
It truly is.
Yes.
And it's because, I gotta go back. People do not understand necessarily the scan option. They get the cutting. We get, okay, it's cutting something out. Explain why the scan makes everybody completely lose their mind.
So I am gonna show it. So there are several different types of scans.
Sure.
And right now what I'm gonna do, this is already done cutting, so let me just pull this out and then I will show you this whole thing. So you can see here, I've cut this felt, and what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna pull it off. So this is a funny thing to cut.
Look, and this is really thick, you guys. I mean, crazy thick. Look at that.
And I think this is one of those things that you're wondering what it is. So you can see, this is how easy a project is to make. I am rolling this up, and if you wouldn't mind handing me that little pot, that's right there. Right. Sorry, I was actually going to say there's one right there for you. Yeah. What we are about to make is a succulent.
Oh, stop it.
Exactly.
How cute
So that's what this is.
I'm
just going to pop it into the pot, and guess what, you guys? I just made a succulent.
Look at this one. Look how cute that is.
So that one's out of foam.
They just inked the edges out a little bit. Oh gosh, that's adorable.
It's super cute, and that's how easy it is to make a project right out of the box with the Scan and Cut DX. So you asked about the scanning, and I want to show that to you.
Because this is what blows you away.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there is a scanner right inside here. And you can see I have this little bunny here. And actually, if you look at the finished projects, you can see that bunny design is on the pillow. That's right there next to the Our Nest pillow. You can see it right there on the table. So all I'm
where
gonna
did you get that image?
So you could have drawn it. You can pull it off the internet.
So if my
you
son, when he was little, made this crazy little cute figurine, or figure, like out of, you know, drew it, could I scan it in here and tell this thing to cut it out?
100%.
Your kid's artwork. If I could just take my kid's artwork and have it into a project, a home decor piece, it's worth it just to be able to do that.
It is because it's like so cute when you can take a t-shirt and you can put your child's drawing on it. You can take anything that's really personal to you and you can put it in. So you're never, people often say to me like, where do I find a cut file for an egg? And I'm like, literally any place that you can find a picture of it. So let's say I have a coloring book. Oh yes.
That's got a funny, like an egg in it for Easter. I literally can put it on here. It's going to look at the image, and then I'm gonna say, now I want you to cut it out in this crazy felt.
Exactly, so I can see it here on this LCD screen.
It's huge.
Right? And it's going right around my bunny, and the scanner is so sensitive, it's actually picking up the edge of the paper, so I just drag in. Again, it's a touch screen. This is as easy to work as your phone. I'm just gonna say preview. And again, there's a computer inside here, so I can actually save this into the memory in the machine. I can also save it wirelessly, okay, to my PC. I can also save it with a cord or onto a USB. Wow. So I'm just gonna go ahead and save it right into my machine. And now we're just gonna recall that from the memory. But the thing that I like so much, and again, that flexibility that you talked about, Suzanne, is because when I pull this file up, and it will look exactly like what we just scanned, 100%.
It's crazy.
There is editing software in here. So if you want to edit it, like let's say we want to make it much bigger, for instance, I can just go ahead, and again, everything is easy. It's just a push button. You've used a push button. You know how to make it bigger and bigger. And something magical is about to happen, which you'll see, which is, oh my gosh, now it's getting insanely big. In fact, it's too big for a 12 by 12 mat. So we just hit the wrench tool, and I can change the cut area so it's 12 by 24.
Which you get for the first time ever, the 12 by 24 mat.
Yes, you do. And then we're gonna go ahead and cut that out. And remember, I talked about how awesome the auto blade was. Well, what we're gonna be able to do now, and I wanna show you this cut screen because it's really important. I don't choose the material or anything like that. I just choose the function that I want. Do I want cutting, drawing, embossing, foiling? What do I want? I want cutting. Okay, then all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna eject this scanning mat, and I'm gonna get the big boy out from under here. I mean, you guys.
Oh gosh.
This is a big mat. It really is. It's a huge mat.
And this mat is included for the first time ever. You're getting this big mat. Okay.
There is an arrow right here on the top of the mat that tells you which direction to put it into the machine. Then you want to, with your hands up front, there's 2 guides on each side. You just make sure that it's sitting between the 2 guides. Then with your hands still secure in the middle, you're gonna press the load button, and it's gonna take this big, huge, long mat in. Now I have fabric in here that has fusible on the back so we can make an applique. And I'm going to press start. Remember, I have not changed the settings from when we were cutting the felt. These are the same settings.
Do you know what would be so cute? Is you made that into a pillow. Like literally the shape or a stuffed animal. The shape of a bunny.
I just want to show you something because you're so smart, Suzanne, because you're a crafter here.
I did not look.
This is a pillow with that bunny on it.
How cute is that?
And B, you wanted a stuffed animal.
Yes, I do.
Excuse me while I sneak here.
Do you have one up there?
You have got it. There you go.
Stop it.
Isn't that so cute?
And you can make a giant, a 12-inch stuffed animal too.
Yeah, and we've got some P-Touch embellished ribbon right around the neck so you can really personalize even more.
Can you imagine doing a baby shower and you do, oh, I can't even stand it. But this is, and here's what's really interesting. You guys, this is just barely scratching the surface of all the crazy things you can do. And like I said, even if you took your kid's handwriting or you took something that they drew for you and you could produce something out of it, now that's a big bunny right there.
That is a big bunny from that tiny little drawing. Do you remember how small that was?
Here,
and we made
this.
Oh yeah. That's a tiny little drawing. And you can make this big, huge bunny because that is so cool, right? From something very simple to something much more complicated. And remember, the auto blade, I never touch touch the blade.
That I love.
The machine could tell the difference from what it was cutting, and I think that's so cool.
I don't know. Now, we're also gonna show you all the surfaces it can cut. She has a pad that probably has 50 different surfaces on there. And remember, it's gonna auto-detect it. You don't have to know, you don't have to guess. You just say, well, I'm gonna put it in there and see if it's gonna work. It'll know whether it's gonna work or not, and it's gonna auto-detect the thickness, so it's not gonna overcut it or undercut it when you're using it. Now, we've just started, but remember she said, oh my goodness, there's a pen, P-E-N. So guess what? It can do even more than just cut. And that, again, this is just barely scratching the surface of the versatility. If you do not have this or electronic cutting system, you don't know how much fun and how creative you can be. I absolutely love mine. I love using it. I find it to be brilliant and easy and fast, actually.
Yes.
Because I love to craft, I just don't have a lot of time to do a lot of intricate cutting.
Me too, and the thing that I like too is that I get to now use my crafting time for the part that's fun for me, the thinking of ideas, not sort of the boring part of having to like assembly line make stuff, which I really like. So here, if you look at the screen, I wanna show you this. This is another type of scan. So we already scanned to create a cut file, but look at this. I can see these pieces of paper that are on the mat on the screen.
Stop it.
And if the scan is too dark, I can actually lighten it up so that I can see my pieces now even more easily. And I can drag them to make sure, so this is how I'm using all the scraps in my craft room. Now we're gonna cut paper, and guess what? Because of the auto blade, all I do is press cut. I do not touch the blade. I press start, and this machine is going to go ahead. Oh, see, it is even smarter than me. It tells me I'm still using the 12x24 mat because I didn't go ahead and change my settings to make sure that I'm cutting the 12x12 mat. So I'm gonna go back a screen right here to my wrench tool, and I'm gonna say, I wanna do 12x12. And I really like that there are so many safeties in place with this machine that I cannot make a mistake. All I do is press cut and start, and now that is gonna go ahead and cut out for me.
So you said, okay, I picked two images, and I want the square to be in the burgundy, or the blue, and I wanted, what was the other image?
Exactly, so it's what we're making actually. I decided to make a little project with you, is because this cuts, you know, all sorts of stuff really beautifully. We've actually cut a piece of acetate. Can you see it shining in there? And what we're gonna do is just make a treat box out of this, and so those are the decorations for the treat box, but this is actually one of the cut files that you're getting. I just should put some adhesive in here. It's better than me holding it.
You know,
but you know what I mean, which
idea.
is you are gonna be able to make all sorts of really cute projects just like this, and the decorating is totally up to you so that you can customize it and really make it your own, which I always like. I like adding a personal touch. You can see all the wonderful gift boxes that we have here decorated, cards. I love the wreath. I mean, this huge flower, I have to say, I'm getting married and I've been looking at that flower, thank you, and thinking how fun it would be to have those as a backdrop for my wedding or anything like that.
Like it's a giant flower. By the way, I am live on Facebook right now. If you want to ask Julie a question, you can. I love the comments coming in. This is, let's say, Tiffany said it's easy. MK says, I want this. And here's what I really do believe. This is so interesting and how creative you can be with this. And that scanning is the difference, gang. There's lots of electronic cutters out there. They're phenomenal names. The scanning that this does exclusively is what sends you over the top. When you can take your kid's artwork or images or something you find, or maybe it's something that you saw and you can scan it and then recreate it and cut it out, that's what separates the brother from every other electronic cutter out there. I think that's just the huge upgrade to this one. You might even have a different brand. It's not gonna do this. And I know people who have two brands. They have the scanning cut and they have another electronic cutter, because that scanner is really the game changer on this one specifically. I could see my life with both, for sure.
I absolutely do. I think, you know, listen, there's enough room in my craft room for all the things because I want to do all the things, but you can see how quickly this paper, again, same blade, no difference. We're doing it again. We're cutting everything with that auto blade. Now, I know that vinyl is a huge thing that people love to cut with their electronic cutter, so I want to head over to the other machine just to show you how that works.
I love cutting with vinyl. All right, here's what I'm gonna do, two things. I'm gonna go over what you get, but I really wanna show you all the designs you get with it. If we can show these two. Because I'm gonna show you a couple graphics that really put the picture together for how awesome this value is. If you had to buy everything separately, this would be $481, okay? So what we're starting to show you is,
I'm trying to show you.
But show us on the screen
these
too.
These are the built-in patterns that you're getting in the machine, plus you're getting all these additional patterns on the CD, and you're getting more than 300 additional designs, and you can see how cute all of these dimensional projects are. You can make little boxes, you can make cards, there's all sorts of stuff, and you can really customize them to be exactly what you want, so that you can, so these are the designs that are built into the machine. We just printed this out to show you
can scan,
how much is in there. Right, so these, if you want to just cut designs in the machine, rock on. You've got so much to choose from.
Crazy amount of stuff to do here.
It's insane. And if you want to see, I was going to show you the more than, that's all right, more than 300 extra designs you're getting, which you can see are complicated, complex box files.
Here, let me go.
And thank you.
There's numbers.
We're going to keep going.
Whoa. Wait, look at you guys. You're gonna have to go to Pittsburgh to show all this. This is all built in. If you could do millions of ideas with just these 2 sheets.
Yeah.
Let alone it's unlimited with the scanning.
The scanner.
Right.
Exactly.
We're all starting to get the idea, aren't we? Okay, very good.
It's really cool. Sorry, I'm dropping it all over the place.
You go ahead and talk vinyl.
Yeah, okay, so let's talk about vinyl. So on my mat here, I see that we're looking at the video where we can see that there's all sorts of home decor you can make with vinyl. Vinyl is incredibly versatile, and it leads to a really professional result because what you're doing looks like it was printed on there. I love using vinyl, and it is easy and it is fun. So I scanned in, once again, with the scanner, this cute little pineapple. And this is a trick, you guys. Sometimes when I can't get a piece of paper into here, this is actually a transparency. I just traced it. I traced this pineapple that I wanted. I put it in the scanning mat, and now it's in my machine. I have my vinyl on the mat, and this is really important to show you. Right here, under the wrench, I am gonna choose for vinyl something called half cut. I'm gonna turn the half cut on. This is gonna allow me to kiss cut or only partially cut through that vinyl. So once I've done that, I can say okay. And once again, the auto blade then is just gonna go ahead and cut it out for me. So while that's cutting, I just wanna show you one other thing about the vinyl, which is we have with this machine something I'm so excited about because people have asked about it. You don't want to cut a little bit of vinyl. You want to cut a lot of vinyl. So this is 3 feet of vinyl. With the optional roll feeder, you can actually cut 6 feet. So that's twice this.
So if you're doing a big saying on a wall, yes, you can now do that. And I'll show you, because I got a couple of accessory pieces. First off, love the bag. This is great for anybody, any crafter, any hobbyist. It was designed specifically for the scan and cut. So I'm gonna open it up for you real quick so you can see it. It's completely portable. So if you're gonna take it on the go, that's available. Here is the feeder you were talking about. We have this available for the first time that actually attaches to it, which allows you to do really long things. And also what I love in here is this is designed to easily pull this in and out. So if you're gonna go take it on a crop, and you can see it's down in there, it holds a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say, not only does it hold like something like that, but even if you wanna put like your 12 by 24 paper stacks in here, you can store all of your rolled vinyl in here. I've got that in there too. I mean, like we can just, this is like a, you know, Pandora's box where we just keep pulling out craft supplies. You can see the clear pockets here, but one of my favorite things is there are actually 2 handles in here, and the machine is sitting on a little mat.
Oh, perfect.
So look how easily I can just lift this in and out of here. I don't even have to try. It has, of course, got pockets in the front where you can keep all sorts of things. It's got a Velcro closure. It's even got the little details, which is I don't want to lose mine at like a crop or anything like that, so I can put a business card or my name in the little luggage tag. And of course the telescoping handle.
Gotta love it.
So
and it rolls.
super
so
easy.
If you're on the go with your scan and cut, you can be on the go. All right.
Exactly.
Now, and again, I'm a total vinyl freak. I mean, I love working with vinyls all the time. It's like my thing. Because think about this, and I'm gonna post it eventually. Hopefully I'll get to it. A friend of mine was going to a tennis event in out in Arizona. Donna. And I said, oh, take a picture of what I made you. And I made her, I took one of those, you know, thermal cups that were very famous, those little metal cups, and I actually did a whole logo and was able to cut it out of vinyl and stick it on there. It's monograms. I've done things for my niece.
Was it something like that?
Thank you for showing that. It was exactly like that. Can you show that, guys?
Exactly, yeah. So this is a really cute cup, which actually inspired the design we have. This is the same pineapple, right? And I'm gonna show you how to place this onto like a charger so that you can have a whole matching set here. So weeding is where you pull away the part of the vinyl that you don't want. And you can see this is why we did that half cut, because now we've cut halfway through the vinyl, and I could keep picking at it, and eventually it would look like this one here, right? Now to transfer it onto the plate, it's so easy. And this is why I say people love vinyl crafts, because it's one of those things that you don't have to know a lot. This is called transfer grid. And what it is essentially is a sticky piece of plastic with a grid printed on it. And what I can do is I can put my pineapple down inside here, and then I can put the transfer grid on top of it. If I have words or something, I tend to line it up. I'm just gonna take a scraper tool. You can use your thumb too, which is one of my favorite tools because I always have it with me and I never lose it, hopefully. And then once that's on the transfer grid, I can just pull it off. You'll see it comes off the white backing in one beautiful piece. And now I have this really cute pink charger that I wanna personalize and I wanna match to my cup. So that's super easy to do. I can just take the pineapple, place it down. I can see through it, sort of like the stamp press, exactly where you want it to go, right? And then I can use a scraper or my thumb, rub it down, and this is gonna look like it was professionally printed on here. This is why people love vinyl, because that is so easy and it looks so good.
And by the way, if you go into one of those dollar type stores, everything becomes a surface. Oh my gosh. You're just like, oh my gosh, I can put vinyl on all of this. I'm gonna go vinyl crazy. And also, we did get a question on Facebook. Where can they get the extra vinyls, the extra supplies, things like that?
So you can go on hsn.com. I know we have extra mats and all sorts of other stuff that people can grab.
Yeah, and it works with a lot of vinyls that are out there, so you don't have to really worry about the brand of vinyl. It's gonna work back to it. Yeah, please show them this, because this blew me away. You're like, well, what can I do with this? What surfaces can I cut?
Okay, so the answer is most materials up to 3 millimeters. So, I mean, I happen to love like weird leathers that you find in the remnant section. This is that really thick felt. You can cut all sorts of chipboard. This is foam PVC. This is all kinds of different, look how thick this felt, I mean this foam is rather. This is really puffy foam, which is super thick. You can cut acetate, you can cut chipboard. It's harder to turn the rings on this than it is to operate the machine, but that's pretty thick chipboard. You can see this is actually a cosplay material called thermoplastic. So if you're interested or have somebody in your life who likes making costumes, this is a great thing. Also good for jewelry of all kinds. Illustration board, if you wanted to cut some kind of like mat board to frame something. I make stencils all the time out of acetate. I love the corrugated because it's just so much texture, you know, and you can see here, look at that leather. And we have some beautiful leather earrings on the table as well. That's actually one of my favorite uses of leather is to do stuff like that. And you know, this is actually a great thing. You can make money because you can sell, can you imagine a table at a craft fair? You know what I mean? Filled with this, or even you have a party at your house, like a sort of with your friends, and they would love to buy those as gifts. And those are all design files, by the way, that you're getting. All of those shapes you're getting in this bundle.
That's great. So if you just want to do earrings for everybody, it's worth it, right? Okay, so another quick update. I just want to point out FlexPay on this today. And also, if you're just tuning in, we have a $5 ship it all going on. So what happens, we have 5 Flex, which means any major credit card, you can pay this off in 5 months, but it ships to you right away. So you don't have to wait, because none of us are patient. Then on top of that, the really cool thing is for the next 24 hours, you will only pay one $5 bill to ship everything. So you want to get it all in within the next 24 hours because you'll pay no more than $5 single to ship your entire order. And you can order right now, you can order 2 hours from now, you can do another order 10 hours from now. It does not matter. It's only going to be one $5 bill to ship everything. And we only do that on special craft days. So that's a big deal to really stock up and save on that. Also, I just want to mention too, we do have our extended protection on this. If you would like to pick it up, it is our Protection Plus. And what's nice about it is after the warranty ends, then this one takes over and basically is if you mess it up, it's gonna be replaced or fixed for you. It means no questions, no deductibles. So I do wanna mention that it's an option to go back to this.
I know people can be scared of electronic machines sometimes, like they seem really intimidating. And what I'm telling you is every single time that they have ever, like the first time I saw a scan and cut, they literally were like, this machine scans and cuts, I'm not gonna tell you anything about it, go. And I was sitting in a room and a bunch of people watched me try to use it. And you know what? I just pressed all the buttons and it was okay. I haven't managed to break a scan and cut yet.
That's great.
But what I've done here is I'm showing you another type of scan. And again, the scan and cut's the only machine that can do this. I am able to see this paper on here, but not only can I see this paper, which could also be stamped images or anything else like that, but can you see that I'm actually gonna be able to cut out however many of these that I want? I can just go ahead and drag in these arrows to select the ones that I want to cut out, which I will do. And then I'm gonna say preview, and it's gonna show me, you know, exactly what I'm cutting out. You can zoom in because they have thought of everything. So this little magnifying glass, if I wanna go in up to 400%, I can get in there and really see the design, and I just use the arrow keys to navigate around and see this design. Now, it would be a real pain if you asked me to cut this out with scissors.
Oh my gosh.
I just don't want to, right? So I can easily now just say, okay, and I can say okay again and let the machine do the work. Again, the auto blade, I'm gonna say cut this for me. I'm gonna say start. And now this, Suzanne, this talks so much to what you were saying about allowing yourself time to do the parts of crafting that you enjoy. I can have a cup of coffee. I can walk away from this machine. I can move on to the next project because I don't have to babysit it. I don't have to sit there with scissors. I'm not getting cramps in my hands, which I've done, because you know, you're really eager to have the project be exactly what you want. But instead, the scan and cut, which is so quiet right now, is gonna cut out all of those little pieces for me, and it's just gonna make my life easier.
So let me ask you this. If I did a really complicated, we had from Sarah Davies these beautiful layered stamps.
Yes.
And so when you got done, it was a gorgeous flower. And I'm like, okay, I don't have time. Or maybe I have a bunch of stamps, but I didn't buy the dies to cut them out.
Yes.
So all I have to do, listen to this, girls, because this is a really big deal, because I have a ton of stamps at home. And they're really complicated. And I never buy the dies. I'm always like too cheap to do it, right? So I'm thinking, I'll just cut them out by hand, which is ridiculous. If you're like me, you could stamp the project, scan it through, and tell it to cut out what I just stamped.
Yeah, as long as it's a closed outline, meaning like that's a closed shape, it doesn't have an open shape, do you know what I mean? Then absolutely the machine can cut it out. And just like a die, you can add a margin with the built-in computer in this machine. Again, let's talk about versatility. This machine has the built-in file, so you don't have to use it with a computer. It has the scanner, so you never have to buy a file ever again. Anything that you see and you want, you just scan it into the machine and you can cut it. It also has the ability to work with your PC, or I have a tablet here, you know? And Canvas Workspace is a wonderful free site. And if you log on, what you will see is there are literally hundreds of free projects. I'm gonna say that again. This is not a store that you go to and you buy files. These are free projects. And if you click on any of these projects, and they change so that every month there are another few projects, what you will see is there's a picture of the project, there's a video, there's instructions, there's all the free cut files, and of course you can send them wirelessly from here to the machine because this machine comes wirelessly activated.
And guys, did you guys show that on the iPad? I thought we synced it a little earlier. Maybe it might not be working, but do you have, thanks guys. Okay, there you go, I just want to see it. This is live, and that's all free, and there's no subscription to that whatsoever. And there's always adding more stuff to it. And there's a lot of educational stuff on there too. I went online and thought it was brilliant how they'd set up a lot of the educational things to learn more about how to max this out. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Just stay right there for our today's special. I know everybody's excited about it. Also stick around, because the next item, I promise it's gonna blow out and it's gonna blow your mind what you're about to see.
We understand every woman's skin is unique. We offer real beauty solutions for individual needs of real women, empowering women to achieve healthy, radiant-looking skin, backed by over 30 years experience, made from important ingredients combined with advanced science for affordable skincare that truly works. Change the story of your skin and your life forever. Genuine beauty begins with skin.
Are you ready? Shop like a VIP with the HSN credit card. Apply now and instantly get $10 off when you're approved. As an HSN card member, you'll get all kinds of perks, like extra flex on jewelry, beauty, and fashion purchases all day, every day. Plus VIP financing, VIP easy returns, exclusive offers, and there's no annual fee. Apply now. Call 1-800-695-1418 or search HSN card at hsn.com.
Small.
Oh my gosh, okay, so you guys, I'm so happy that you're sticking out and staying with me tonight, because this next item, I promise you, not only is it gonna sell out before the day's over, I've never seen anything quite like it. So we were talking to Sarah a little bit earlier, and she mentioned your product coming up, Amber. She said, oh my gosh, I went to all these big crafting shows and they're showing foiling, foiling, foiling. Well, a lot of times you need a whole lot of messy systems to be able to do it, and it doesn't really turn out right. Imagine if you have any electronic cutting machine that can draw, which our today's special Scan and Cut does. Maybe you have a Cricut out there. If it can draw now with this brand new tool from We Are Memories Keepers, you can now create foil finishing. Now, really get your head around this. So whatever it draws on your electronic cutting machine, it can now draw in foil. Okay, how amazing is that? Thank you, We Are Memory Keepers. I know this is gonna sell out, so just hang with us if you don't understand it. That's why dear Amber is here to tell you all about it. Hi, Amber.
Hi, I'm in love with your explanation, because it's exactly 100%
so
correct. This is the foil quill. Many of you have been waiting and excited about it. This is a foil quill, a tool that is adaptable to most, I should say all, popular cutting machines, electronic cutting machines. And in the power of this small tool is a heated stylus that allows you to foil anything that you would send through your machine that you would draw or cut. If you can turn it into a draw file, you can turn it into a foiled piece of artwork that is customizable, that you can create with the machine that you already own, or perhaps the machine you picked up
It's
today.
an accessory for your electronic cutting machine.
Exactly.
Just get it.
It's not a new cutting machine. It's an accessory to it that will allow you to really breathe new life into the images you already have.
And I will tell you, when I'm done and off the air, I'm buying this. The only reason I didn't, I wanted the $5 shipping deal, and I had to wait till midnight.
So before we get started on just how this works, I want to show you what you can create. So imagine taking some of those files that you might draw and turning them into foil. Do you see that reflective?
Or text that would normally draw.
The text here has been foiled. The leave and floral images have
not
been foiled.
drawn. That's actually foiled.
This is foiled. So it's a gold foil that we used here. What about an envelope? Did you want to add a little special something? Your handwriting isn't great. We know that you can maybe use your machine to draw, but let me tell you, you've never been able to use it to foil
an address
onto something as special like this. So now I'm gonna really hit you with the showstopper, because I think this is such a special way to use this tool. Imagine taking what is a photo, right? A beautiful photo. Well, use your foil quill to add foil details. Not only do we add foil elements over here, but this is foil text that has been customized for an event, whether it be an invitation, a card, or something as special as a save the date that you want this to be a special card. You can now create that on a photo with the foil quill. We even did it on the envelope here, creating a foiled pattern. So all of that iridescence that you're seeing is through the power of the foil quill tool that takes your electronic cutting machine, works with all of them, all the popular ones at least, and turns it into a foiling machine. Now,
and I want to tell you one more quick thing too. We've angered a lot of other people out there, because quite frankly, there's people who are pre-selling this, and it's going to be $99 when it hits the market. We have the official launch. No one else has it right now. Everybody's kind of screaming because they were like, really? They're doing it at $59.99? Thank you, We Are Memory Keepers. This is the place to buy it. For those of you who've been waiting, now's the time. You get everything you see here, and I love it. You're going to get your foils to go with it. So in our collection specifically, you're gonna get the gold, the rose gold, the silver, and the gold foils. So out of the box, and Amber's gonna show you in just a second, you hook it into your existing electronic cutting system, and you're gonna be foiling. You're gonna actually be foiling onto a ton of different surfaces. Now, little heads up, you're getting some washi tape, which we'll talk about in a minute. And again, Amber will explain all these in a second. I just wanna mention we have additional foil packs available if you'd like to pick them up. And does it work with basically any foil that's out there?
That's a great question. It needs to be a heat reactive foil. So as long as it's
But there's a ton of those out there.
Absolutely. If it's a heat reactive foil, the answer is yes. So,
but we have multiple packs available
absolutely. So you can really expand your color options. So taking all of those files that you're used to just drawing kind of in a boring pen, this now adds the foil element to it. Let me show you exactly how this works. So like I said, this is the foil quill. When you get it home, you're going to receive 3 that have 3 different thicknesses to them. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pick the middle one, which is kind of a medium tip. We also have fine and bold, but what I have here is the standard foil quill. Over here I have the 4 adapters, all of which come with the bundle. I'm gonna turn this one around. Each one has a letter on it, which coordinates to a certain machine. I know that A is for silhouette. I know that B is for brother. I know that C is for my Cricut, and I know that D is for Sizzix. Now, I know that we're about to walk over and work with a silhouette, so I'm gonna take the A adapter sleeve, and I'm going to slide it over my foil quill and twist it into shape, into place. Now, this has effectively turned this same tool into something that is specifically made for my silhouette. Let's go over there and let me show you how it works. So let's walk on over to the machines that we already have set up, and I have my foil quill, again, with that A sleeve on it, and I have slid it into the carriage on my machine, just like you would your blade or anything else. I've snapped it into place, and the tool, the foil quill tool has a USB adapter, so you can plug it in to get its power because it needs to heat up. You want to plug it into either a battery source, you could also use a wall plug, or you could use your computer even to power this tool. You'll want to let it heat up for about 5 minutes, and at this point, you're ready to go. I've already let mine heat up, and I'm going to go over to my computer.
And just so you know, you set it up with, here's her base card. It's black.
Yes.
And the foil she just taped on top.
Thank you so much, Suzanne. Yes, I have my card on my mat, just as you would typically do, but the only difference is I've taken that foil that comes with the bundle and secured it on top with that low-tack placement tape so that it's easy to remove. I'm going to go ahead and send my project to my foil quill, and you can see it's pulling in that project. And you can, if we can get close up, you can even see, you are gonna start seeing some remnants of what it's doing. It's drawing my custom design onto the foil so that when I'm done, I will have a custom foil design unlike anything that I've been able to do with the machine I already own.
It's
I already have this
amazing.
machine at home, right? I love using it, but now I'm gonna love using it even more because now I can create foiled custom designs with all the images that I either own because they came with my machine or because I created them myself. If you have an SVG file that you can bring into your machine, it's foilable, my friends.
That's
so
insane.
while this goes ahead and foils my design, let's go back over and show you exactly what you're getting. I know that it's exciting to watch it, but I do want you to understand everything you're receiving. So when you pick this up, and like Suzanne, it's at this price, it's like, I mean.
Nobody has a better price, nor will they, and we're launching it tonight.
It's insane. So you're going to get 3 of the foil quills. All of these come together. You're gonna get the fine, the bold, and the medium. So you have some options with how thick your foiled line is when you create it in your machine. You're also going to receive a roll of that low-tack placement tape where you can put your foil into place, and you're also going to receive a heat plate or a heat plate so that you can slide it under your foil quill when it's not being used so that you can protect it in case, you know, you don't want any of that hot tip to get on anything. Now, down here we have all of those 4 adapters. You have A, B, C, D. Like I said, A is for your silhouette, B is for your brother, C is for Cricut, and D is for Sizzix, which means these 3 tools here can all be used with these adapters, effectively giving you so many options with what machine you use it. It's going to be able to be used with all of your popular cutting machines. All right?
Yep.
So I almost forgot. You're also going to get 3 rolls of that foil so that you can get started right away cutting your project. So let's head back over to the machine that was cutting, or that was foiling, I should say. She's just about done. And my favorite thing about this is the fact that you really can customize things. Of course, we've seen foiled projects before, but
they're beautiful.
When have you ever been able to foil something with precision and customize it to someone's name, to an event, to a certain thing, like if you want to do a scrapbook page and have some lettering on there. So now I've just finished foiling, and I'm going to, because I'm so anxious, okay, we'll unload the mat like we're supposed to, but I didn't want to because I didn't want to wait. Here's the big reveal. So I've created, once I peel back that tape.
Isn't that cool, guys?
Thank you, Barbara.
Boom.
Now,
is that gorgeous?
I love Barbara, but she was just gonna get a regular thank you card because I couldn't find one with her name on it. But now I have a card that, it was a pre-scored card, so I'm gonna peel this off the mat. It's a pre-scored card that I put her name on in foil, And you can see now that that foil, look at that.
Isn't that unbelievable, you guys? That was a really complicated design.
Foiled design.
Isn't
now I
that
think we
cool?
might have just a couple of more minutes, but I want to take you over here to the brother. You may have
Ruthie
picked up
wants
this.
to know if you can use mink foil, M-I-N-C foil.
You know, I believe mink foil will not work because mink foil is not a heat reactive foil, it's a toner reactive foil, so you don't, that's a great question. So it needs to be a heat reactive foil. All right, I'm gonna go over here to the Brother Scan and Cut, which you may or may not have picked up today. Now, the great thing is if you're a lucky crafter who may have 2 different machines in your home, you only need 1 foil quill bundle. It is going to work with all of the machines that you already own. All right, so I've put my project here. This is one that's already on my machine. I'm gonna click start and let the foil quill go to work. It's telling me it'll take about 2 minutes. And so while it does that.
And just so you know, this is the Today Special.
Yes.
So if you guys are thinking, well, I just picked up the Brother Scan and Cut, will that work on there? Yes, because it actually draws. So if your machine can draw, which virtually all of them can now, it's gonna be able to use this adapter from We Are Member Keepers. Just a little heads up, we have sold almost 700 in just this first presentation. Just to let you know, I believe as the day continues on, this is gonna be completely gone. That's why I'm getting mine when I get off the air. I wanted the $5 shipping deal, so I had to wait till I was done. Why? Because I have a cutting machine at home, and I absolutely think this is just taking it to that crazy next level. If it can draw, and basically my machine can draw virtually anything, then now you can do it all in foil. And you know what? It's very different, Amber, than because I have like metallic pins that I use in my machines.
No, it's very different. It's foil.
It's really foil.
It's foiling. Right. It's a foil that has
like,
that iridescent effect. So I've just peeled this back
beautiful.
To show this incredibly intricate design that has that foiling effect. You guys should hear the comments we're getting in our ears.
They're like, oh
and
my gosh.
you can turn it into a layout, a scrapbook layout like this. I just love turning this into the light and seeing just how beautiful that can be.
You know what I love? Can you show this?
So this is a great example of all the materials you can create with. This is vellum that we created on a onto a wedding invitation.
Look how teeny the fonts are. Like, and you can still read it.
I'm not sure how much an invitation like this would cost, but I can promise you it's very expensive.
Oh, wait,
so we have vellum. We also have, you know, beautiful, intricate cardstock here. Another thing that you can do that I love is you can foil in multiple colors. So you can really get creative. This has 5 different colors on this design. You can also use leather to foil on. I'm gonna show you that right here. So we've created a pair of, I forgot to take the carrier sheet off the front, but I can take this, the placement tape off, and this is just a piece of leather that has some, let's see, let me grab from over here. You do wanna make sure that when you're foiling that your project is securely taped into place, but I can peel that back and have those beautiful little owls foiled onto leather and then placed and create little earrings with that.
And if you really want to lose your mind, you take the owl in the leather, have this scan it, and tell it to cut that shape out.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be amazing.
You can die cut just like you would because it's your die cutting machine.
Right.
But then you can pair that with the power of foiling. And we just did this while we were talking, but I just foiled this frame that was part of the image gallery that was on my machine already.
Beautiful.
And with that foiled frame, I can create, like you said, go ahead and die cut it.
Yeah.
And now you can create your own foiled embellishments. So instead of purchasing foiled embellishments, you can create them yourselves for the size, for the project that you're making. So everything's customizable and it's foiled, which is something that we've not been able to do with the technology of our cutting machines until now. So
use the exact same cutting machine you have and just get this and add it to it. That's what I'm doing. We have the best price anywhere, and trust me, when it gets out there, everybody's already talking about it anyway. It'll be almost $100 to be able to pick this up. And of course, we have an exclusive configuration and we have a killer good price. So definitely order it tonight with Flex and of course our shipping offer. Amber's not going far though. We have another item you're gonna show us, right?
Yes, I am.
We're pretty excited about that too. Also too, I've got some Xyron coming up. We couldn't do a craft day without Beth and Xyron, right? We actually have 2 brand new items we'll launch from them in just a moment.
Worry about one less thing with our Protection Plus plans at HSN. Computers, printers, cameras, fitness equipment, even jewelry can be covered with a plan that offers repair or replacement should something go wrong. And portable electronics feature accidental damage from handling, which covers unintentional mishaps like everyday drops, spills, and cracked screens. Shop smart and protect your purchase. It's easy to add when you're checking out. Search Protection Plus at hsn.com for more details.
Here at HSN, we base our retail values on nationwide information. Retail value is an indication of the price you would expect to pay for the same or similar item elsewhere, not the price at which you would be able to sell the item. Prices do vary around the country, so ours might be different from prices in your area. For more information, call one of our customer service reps at 1-800-284-3900.
Showstopper that we're really excited about. You know, we all love to make cards and we like to make things that are unique. I never want to make a card people go, oh, thanks so much. I want them to go, oh, wow, this is really a cool card. I want to keep it. And this, I believe, will be one of those keeper card techniques. And it's marbling.
It's marbling.
But American Craft decided to kind of go after the marbling idea a little differently.
Absolutely. Now, if you're familiar with marbling, it's a beautiful technique that often requires some very special tools, very special chemicals from time to time that you need to go to specialty stores to get. So what we've done at American Crafts is taking those, put them in a kit that makes it much easier to accomplish. You don't need to have gloves on to do this. You don't need to worry about which chemicals you're using or what things you're mixing at what ratio. Everything's done for you in this kit, and I'll show you exactly how it works. So over here is the bundle of what you're going to get, which I'm gonna go through first because it'll start to make a little more sense. You're going to get a marbling tray, which is what you need to mix your marbling solution in. You're gonna get 12 cards and 12 envelopes that will work perfectly with your marbling projects. And then you're also gonna receive 4 packets of thickening powder. That's where the magic happens when it comes time to create marble designs. You'll get 6 of the inks and 6 pipettes that will allow you to drop your ink colors into the marbling solution. And then what's really fun is you're going to get a bunch of beautiful rub-ons that can be used to layer designs onto your marbled projects. Now, if you've never done marbling before, you're thinking, well, how the heck does this work? I'm gonna show you. In this tray now, I have a gel solution that was created by mixing water and the thickening agent. Once you let that sit, according to the instructions in the package, you're going to get a thicker solution that once I place my pipette into my ink, you're gonna see that the ink floats on top of the solution. Now, what was once water is much thicker, and because of that, this ink floats on top. So I'm gonna add some colors here and there, and drip them in, and keep going. Let's see, maybe we'll add a little bit of green to it. And what's so fun about marbling is that you'll never get the same effect twice. You're only gonna get this once. So let's add a little blue, and then we will have a little bit of fun. Oh, there we go, I love that. Once that's happened, you're gonna take the stick that comes with it, and this is where you're gonna see that marbling start happening. This is the familiar marble look that we're all used to seeing, right? So you're gonna swirl that around until you get the effect that you want. I'm someone who kind of likes a looser marble design, so I'm done there. Then I'm gonna take my card, and I'm gonna place it face down into the solution. Now, because it's a gel-like solution, you're gonna meet a little resistance at the surface of the water, and then you're gonna gently raise it up, and you're gonna see that you get this marble design. Now, I'm gonna bring it over to some paper towels. You can also rinse this underwater if you'd like, and I'm going to pat it dry until I lift up. You're not gonna lift up ink, rather you're going to lift up the water and the gel, and that's what's gonna leave behind a marbled design. And you're gonna get a different marble design. I could go back in and get a 2nd generation print. There we go. And you're gonna keep doing that until you get something that looks a little like this. This is, here it is. So do you see how that marble design kind of floats all over the paper and creates this very unique pattern? Marbling is something that we all love and would love to achieve, but doing it has been intimidating because we've had to mix all of these different things. So you can get this effect of marbling by just using the tools in this kit.
That's great.
There's another one.
Oh, that's pretty.
And you get stickers with the kit as well, which allow you to create this resist technique, which is where we placed a sticker, marbled around it, and then once that was done, we lifted up the sticker and had a space right here to put our rub-on sentiment. I love looking through all these marbled patterns because, like I said, each time you do it,
you're never bored with it.
You never get a different. This one almost looks like, you know, a shot of the Earth, of planet Earth. So you're going to get all these, and now what you can then do is create little gift tags like that. A set of gift tags, which are all handmade. If you're someone who likes to do craft fairs and you want to be able to sell something that really is one of a kind, being able to marble that, I love that one. Look at those greens and yellows that come together.
Pretty.
You can package these up as a little gift or something to sell. Now, just because I'm doing paper doesn't mean that's the only thing you can do. Here, we created a marbled frame, and if you turned it to, do you see how you're getting that marbled effect on even wood? Right here on the side of the wood, you can do that.
Well, I love too that you ended up die cutting out.
Absolutely.
You did just a straight marbled sheet and went back with dies, or you could take our today's special, the Scan and Cut, and you literally can die cut it out.
That's exactly what we did here.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So yeah, that's a great idea. So you can create.
That turned out great.
You can create a whole sheet of marbled paper. So have a fun afternoon and sit and make a bunch of sheets of marbled paper. Yeah. Let those dry. Once that design is dry, you can go back and run it through your cutting machine. You can even add foil to it. I bet you could foil it.
That would be beautiful, though.
You could foil it, add some foiling detail with the foil quill, and then you can die cut it or cut it out with scissors, whatever it is you want to do.
I thought this was pretty too. Like, look at this. Let's say your kids bring home a piece of art and you want to very inexpensively frame it, but you know art looks better if it has a little something around it, like a mat. They did that. I love that. That literally is one piece of paper and they slap the picture on top of it. But doesn't that make a great gift idea? Like for Mother's Day, you can actually get your kids involved in doing this and let them do their own backgrounds and create something for Mom. That would be so sweet.
I love this effect here where if you can kind of see, we created almost an ocean by marbling in different shades of blue. That's another really great, way to do it. These tags here all have marbled backgrounds on them. So they create, whether you want it to have a subtle effect or something really, really stark and different, you can do that with this
And let me ask you, how many projects do you think you can finish with one set?
So here's the really cool part. What you can do is once your marbling solution has settled, and what that means is, as you can see at the top of my water, I still have some flecks of marbling solution. So I can go back in here and get what I like to call a second generation print. So I can dip it in, and sometimes the second generation is a little more fun than the first. So this one has a lot of blue in it. Yeah, so you can get a lot of blue, and then you'll just sit it out to dry until that, until the gel solution evaporates. But eventually what happens with this gel is that the paint or the ink sinks to the bottom. Okay. So if you give it maybe a few hours, that sinks to the bottom, you can use this over again. You can just re-put different color inks inside, and you can use it all over again. So I would say, I mean, you're going to, of course, use your cards to make cards, but you can use whatever you want and keep using this over and over and over
now,
again.
Is there a certain type of paper we should use?
You know, this is like almost like an artist's paper, like a watercolor, like a thicker, heavier paper, because you are going to dip it into essentially what's a water solution. So you do want it to be sturdy enough to stand up to that. That's a great question. But I would have fun experimenting also with different kinds of paper.
Like this one's going to turn out really cool when it dries.
Once it's dry, you're going to see. And one thing I learned earlier today is you can either let it dry like this, or you can run it underwater. You can take this straight to your sink, run it underwater, and you'll see the effect immediately.
Oh, wow.
And it will, if you're impatient like I am. So there's a tip for all you people who don't like to wait around like me.
All right, Amber, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Stay on the line for this, and of course you can see all the American Crafts items if you go to hsn.com. And Amber, it's good to see you as always. We'll see you throughout the day. All right, we cannot do a big crafting day if we did not have great items from Xyron, and they're known for a lot of times making sticky stuff, but they've decided to help us get organized. Beth, I love that. I love your hair, by the way. Beth's sporting a new hair color.
Try a little something.
That's so cute on you.
Thank you. We could be do it. We'll be twinsies.
Yeah, it's not my thing, but it looks really good on you.
It looks all right on you.
It looks fabulous on you.
You're so awesome.
You can totally pull it off.
I'll just hang out with you all the time.
Okay, good.
We'll hang out here and talk about some storage.
Sure. You know what? I love that they're getting into storage.
I do too. And wait until you see what makes me the most excited about this is when you're using it, it's a great big size, it snaps together easily, but when you're not using it, when we're trying to purge and do a little cleaning, it actually flattens to one drawer size.
Wow.
So my biggest problem for years is I love storage. We all need storage. But plastic tubs, there's a couple things about plastic tubs that I don't like. One, they're see-through, and so even if I feel organized, if one of my plastic tubs has yarn and the other has pencils and the other has paper, it looks disorganized because you can see through it. With these beautiful Xyron boxes, and we've got 2 different sizes, and we'll talk about all that in a bit, it looks clean and organized. Even if it is a hot mess on the inside, it looks fantastic on the outside. There's a lot of things about it that I want to talk about. So first, let's talk about the 4-drawer, which I am a little bit obsessed with, because we're buying a lot of good stuff today. If you just bought the foil quill, if you just bought the marbling set, a lot of those things come there's my opening. And here's the other great thing. There's no handles here. So like if you have an origami shelf, you could actually fit 2 on the shelf and there's not that wasted space.
Oh, that's great.
So all you do is insert your finger and pull. Here's all the foil quill stuff I just bought in a drawer, organized in a drawer. And it pulls all the way out, so if you need to take it over to your Cricut or take it over to your brother, you're not having to take each individual thing out. If you just bought the marbling kit, if you bought the glitter that's gonna be on in a little bit, these drawers are small enough that you can fit small hand tools inside, but it's large enough that you can fit bigger items. There's so many good, oh my gosh. Okay, Totally Tiffany. I'm just gonna walk around the side. I love Totally Tiffany. Her bags and boxes are clear. Yes. Again, this is beautiful and organized and easy to carry, but I want it to look cleaner in my craft room. But see, this fits perfectly in here. So many of Tiffany's things fit inside these boxes.
And just to understand, we have 2 colors. So you're getting one of these, it's 4 drawers, and you're either gonna pick, I don't have the colored options, but
mint green.
Mint, very pretty.
It's this cool, like retro minty color.
I love it. And on the opposite side?
Beautiful white, which goes with
Classic
absolutely
white,
everything.
which is great, yeah.
Let's also talk about, I mean, it's Xyron after all. Let's talk about, here's all my Xyron refills. Look at how much you can fit in there. Organized instead of piled up. Here's even more.
Wow.
This is my stuff. But look at how much you can fit in here, and imagine seeing this in a clear plastic tub, or imagine having this just thrown into a drawer somewhere. Take this out, use it when you need.
Just in a basket, and it's all crammed in.
Yeah, and it just looks like a hot mess.
And these are 11¼ inches by 13½ inches by 11 inches high. So 13½ wide, 11¼ deep, and then 11 inches high, just so you can get an idea of your shelf space, because I know that's what you're thinking.
And you don't need tools. You don't need anything extra. It snaps together.
That's great.
You can hear it snap into place. You know it's ready to go inside the drawer. And again,
it's really sturdy.
It's really sturdy. It's good, high quality. And when you aren't using it, because fairly often I will go through my craft supplies if I don't need something, and that has really been my struggle, is you have piles and piles of empty plastic boxes. Now, this whole thing folds down this flat. That's the height of one of these drawers. So when you do have extra, you're not taking up this much space.
Right.
You can tuck this into a corner. That's what I think is so important about this. Those are what hold the drawers in. So they're the plastic in here.
Oh, nice.
But that's the beauty of it. It all comes apart.
And you know what also
snaps
happens
into
too?
place.
You ever got those plastic ones that have drawers and you're always jamming them? And
oh my gosh, yes, they hook here and you can't. Oh.
And you can't open them up, or you open one and the whole thing just explodes.
I feel like we need therapy about storage. Here's all the things I can't stand about storage.
Crazy.
But that's the great thing about this. Whatever your hobby, and for those of us who have many
even office
hobbies,
supplies, or it could be office supplies,
makeup, your kids' school supplies. If you like, here, look at all the fabric we fit in just this one tiny drawer.
That's really surprising. It holds so much.
It is surprising, but it has the storage space for those of us who, like I said, if we're trying foil quill, if we're doing the marbling, if we like glitter, if we like sewing, you're not having a huge giant tub for each one that's taking up a lot of space.
And just FYI, we have 3 minutes to go, and I don't want to miss out on the 2-pack.
I'll just run over here.
We'll just go over here. Now, this is actually a 2-pack, and again, in the mint or in the white.
In the mint or the white. 450 sheets of Basil cardstock will fit in one of these. And again, I love my cardstock, but sometimes when it's out, it looks like a hot mess because they're not all the same height, because some of them have the tabs and some of them are in plastic. 450 sheets of Basil in here, and these all lay flat. It's great if you, again, I apparently have some sort of sewing yarn, but this is something that you can tuck in a suitcase. Keep in the back of your car if you're someone that does overnight traveling, or you're going to a girlfriend's house, or you're going to see your granddaughter and you just want to sit and take this with you. All of this folds flat, so you don't have, I mean, I feel like we're truth telling here. I probably have had in the past a dozen of those clear plastic boxes that you can't get the lid off because it's snapped, it folded into itself and snapped shut. These lay flat. So you can get 4 or 5 of these laying flat, don't even take up this much space. That's the amazing thing. It's when you don't need it, but you still need to store it. That's what really sets these apart, because you don't just have these laying around. And again, this looks beautiful. Whether you're keeping makeup in it, whether you're keeping your underwear and socks in it in your bedroom.
Or let's say it's old tax returns. I mean, there's
yes!
just, honestly,
oh my gosh, yes.
You know what? I have to keep all these receipts all the time, and they just look horrible, and they're always all over the place, and I'm not good. I don't write it down. I need to toss them somewhere, and I have a big cardboard ugly box, and they're all in there, knowing I got to get to tax season.
And then
just throw them all in here.
Throw them all in here, and then when you don't need it because you're cleansing or minimalizing or whatever we're doing, these lay flat, so they're not taking up all the storage that all that plastic has taken up in our lives over the past couple years.
There's something so lovely about walking into your crafting space, because right now my crafting space is a hot mess.
And doesn't that stress you out?
100%.
Being disorganized stressed me out. With these, it's like that closet we all have or the junk drawer. Even if it's disorganized, it looks nice.
It looks good, right. So your crafting stuff might be a hot mess like mine is, but it doesn't look like it.
But it looks good.
And it is, when I go to do projects, having it, and knowing I can label here, label here, I know where it's at. And then having one of these in a row, I have one big shelf. I have 2 shelves that sit right above where I craft. And these would be absolutely perfect and so organized, and it would look so beautiful, and it would make my crafting experience better.
And so much less stressful because you're not worried about, oh my gosh, I should clean that up before I do X, Y, Z. If you have any of the origami shelving units, these are, I have all of it, and these are perfect.
I have an origami shelf to my right, and these would be perfect.
And I have the little table, I have the rolling cart, and then I have the big ones, and these fit perfect. But all of the stuff, we got our planner stuff in here, our adhesive, all the little stuff you need, organized and looking beautiful.
And remember, it's your choice of the 4-drawer, or you get 2 of the smaller units that hold the 12 by 12,
in
which
mint
is
or
great.
white.
Thanks, Beth.
Good to see you, my friend. Anytime.
All right, well, we are not done yet because we continue on with a huge day. Don't forget, $5 ships it all. Miss Debbie's coming up next with Anna Griffin, one of my favorite crafters. That'll be just around the corner, and thanks for hanging out tonight.
Making something beautiful gives you a sense of purpose and fulfillment that really no other pastime can. Whether it's card making or woodworking even, we all have inside of us the ability to make things and do things and produce things. And crafting is just about bringing that out.